What's up, guys? Welcome to Boxing X-Ray, and today I'll be doing a quick video on why Deontay Wilder actually allegedly think that Mark Breland spiked his water, and why, in my opinion, I actually believe that he actually spiked Deontay Wilder's water as well. Now, keep in mind this video is based on some breakdowns between what happened in the corner of the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury rematch, and what I believe is going on in the corner, and what's going on in the head of Deontay Wilder. And I'll show you some pointers as well. I want you guys to also bear in mind that Top Rank hosted this fight, and the full version of this video of Top Rank video is actually edited, and you cannot see actually what's going on in the full corner. I think the PBC version is actually a little bit longer, and they actually give you a little bit more insight of what's going on in the corner of both fighters. And I was able to draw some videos, put them together, and here I'll give you some rundown of what's going on in the corner and show you some insights so you guys could get a better understanding of what's going on in Deontay Wilder's mind and Tyson Fury as well. Now, here, this is just the first round, and in my opinion, I think Wilder won the first round, and it was a good show, and he landed the bigger punches, the stronger shots as well. Tyson Fury did have a good jab in there, but Wilder won that first round, and after the first round, I believe he lost every round. And here is just some corner flicks of what's going on, and it's happening so fast, and there's a lot of key things that's happening in this in this corner, but you guys won't be able to catch it, so I might have to slow it down so you guys can catch it a little bit more. And here you have Sugar Hill giving Tyson Fury some water. The water looked very, very visible, and we're going to switch over to Deontay Wilder's corner in a moment, and this is leading up to the second round. Now here it's Mark Breland giving Deontay Wilder some Dasani water, and Deontay Wilder is gonna actually start to look at Mark Breland, and then he's actually gonna focus on the water, and then focus on the what's in Mark Breland's bag. But it's happening so fast, it's kind of hard to catch. So I'm gonna slow it down for you and give you guys a better understanding. Now here it is. Now Mark Breland's actually giving the man some Dasani water, and to me, the Dasani water looked way more cloudy, less transparent than the ice pack in the other coach's hand. And at the same time, you can actually see the other coach focusing, zoning in on the water, and Deontay Wilder zoning in on the water itself. Now, the other water that's in the other coach's hand is actually more transparent than the water that Mark Breland is actually holding. And you're gonna actually see Deontay Wilder, start to swivel his mouthpiece around, and this is just to get some water and some moisture into the mouthpiece itself. Now here you're gonna see him look at Mark Breland, and the look that he's gonna give Mark Breland is actually a very, very intense look. It's almost a look of rage and anger. He looks very, very angry at Mark Breland, and you can see it. That's not a focus. You can see the stare of he's looking at Mark Breland with bad intention, and then he's gonna shake his head, and that's the cue right there to say something is going on. And look at the water in the other coach's hand. It's less transparent than the water in Mark Breland's hands. See Deontay Wilder focus on the water, and he started to shake his head, and then boom, there you go. That's a look of distrust, guys. If you're talking to a fighter and he can't look you in the eyes, he doesn't trust you. And if you're talking to a person and that person cannot look you in the eyes at the same point, that person doesn't trust you at all. This is basic communication skills right here. Now you're gonna see Deontay Wilder focus on the water bottle and focus on what's in Mark Breland's bag. There you go, guys. He didn't take any advice from Mark Breland. He's actually focusing on what's in the bag, and he's gonna focus on the water bottle, and then the look of distrust is gonna come up on his face again. Watch. See? There you go. Now, guys, so I'm gonna pause it right there and kind of give you guys some breakdown and kind of give Mark Breland here some benefit of the doubt. And let's just say Mark Breland, and this is a personal question for you, Mark Breland. Why did you go inside of a store? Deontay Wilder is a millionaire, and you went inside of a store, and you're gonna tell me you actually pick out the worst water for Deontay Wilder. Dasani water is so bad for you, it's actually banned in Europe and it's banned in England. That's how bad that water is for you. It has magnesium in there and it has salt. So it's actually making you more thirsty than, quenching your thirst. It's just doing more harm to you than, actually good. And the water bottle that Mark Breland also has in his hands is less transparent than the water bottle in the other coach's hand, and it's less transparent than the ice pack itself. My question again to you, Mark Breland, since when is a bottle of water less transparent than an ice pack? Okay, let's still give you the benefit of the doubt. Since when is ice cold water? Let's say you have an ice cold bottle of Dasani water in your hands. Since when is ice cold water less transparent than an ice pack in a bag? Since when is that less transparent, guys? There is something going on with that bottle of water that Mark Breland has in his hands. And you can actually see the level of distrust that Deontay Wilder have for him. He's not looking at him at all. This is a sign that your fighter does not trust you and his head is not in the game, which means he doesn't want to deal with you. And if you're inspiring, or any other coach would see this and they're working with their fighter, they would pull their fighter out. Something is going on in this corner, and you can see the level of distrust with Mark Breland and Deontay Wilder in the second round. Remember, this is leading up to the second round, and this is the first time Deontay Wilder actually had a sip of water. All right, let's still give you the benefit of the doubt here, Mark Breland. Why did you choose ice cold water to give to Deontay Wilder? If you guys didn't know, in sparring or in a fight, when your body's actually hot, or you're running, you're competing or anything like that, and you drink ice cold water, it's going to put your muscle in shock, because it's going to actually lower your heart rate. And at the same time, when you lower your heart rate, it's going to put your muscles in shock, which means you're going to come out of the corner slower. And this is the reason why when you're actually you're in a sparring match, your coach, when they handle you a bottle of water and it's cold, they would actually say, spit that water out in a bucket. That's the main reason why they usually spit the water out in a bucket, because the ice cold water puts your muscles in shock. And sometimes you don't have a choice, because you got to make your water can't be too hot and it can't be too cold. So sometimes the only thing you can do is spit it out. Now let's move on. This is up to the third round here, and you're gonna see Deontay Wilder is still not focusing on Mark Breland, and he started to spit the water out. And he's not giving Mark Breland no eye contact, and he's just shaking his head. He's not paying him no eye contact. The level of distrust here is off the chart. He takes a deep breath and he looks down. He's not looking at him. His head is not in the fight. Let's move over to Tyson Fury corner so you guys can get a better understanding of what I'm trying to say here. Now, here's Sugar Hill with a bottle of water. The water is very, very transparent. You can see through the water. See through the water bottle. I'm going to slow it down for you so you guys can get a better look at it. You can see through the water bottle. And at the same time, the difference with Tyson Fury here, he's actually looking Sugar Hill in his eyes. He's paying attention to Sugar Hill, which means he actually trusts him and he's focusing on the information that is given. And here again, Deontay Wilder started to spit the water out. And my man, Mark Breland, is still giving that man the bottle of Dasani water. There you go. Still freaking quality water. Look at it. It's still, even though that the other coach has a other bottle of water in his hands, the water that Mark Breland has in his hands is even less transparent than that water itself. And that water looked like it's ice cold water. And Mark Breland water is still less transparent, man. Something is not right with that bottle of water. Look at it. And look at the distrust. Deontay Wilder is not paying that man no attention. Now, leading up to that, I think this would be leading up to the fifth round here. And you're gonna see a difference with with the damage that is done on Wilder here. Now you can look. A lot of people don't even understand this, and they were focusing on the eardrum. But what a lot of people should have focused on is that Deontay Wilder's skull is actually dented here. You can see the indentation in his skull right there, which means he was hit by a blunt object. Now, a lot of people might say the boxing gloves that Tyson Fury had on could cause that damage, or your hand could cause that damage. No, it cannot. And this is the reason why we wrap our hands and we use a brand new gloves in a fight, because at the same time, this is what it prevents. A dent from the skull can only be caused from a blunt object, which means you have to have something dense in the glove. And a lot of people might say, well, your hands is dense. It's wrapped. How can it be dense? It's wrapped with cotton and all this type of material to keep it from causing an indentation in the skull. Nobody can tell me about that's gonna cause a dent. Your hand's gonna cause a dent in somebody's skull. The point of causing a dent to a skull, you know, the percentage of causing a dent to that skull is 0.1%. You're more likely to cause a fracture than a dent in the skull, because your hands are wrapped and the gloves is actually cushioned. Now here we have Mark Breland again, and this shows you the level of incompetence Mark has as a trainer, and it also shows you how he feels about Wilder. Now, a lot of people didn't even see this, but you have to slow it down and watch it again, and only the real fans will understand what I'm talking about here. Now, Mark Breland is actually going to throw in the towel, and here he's throwing the towel, and let's say, yes, Deontay Wilder is hurt, and look what Mark Breland does after. He sit his ass down. The guys actually had to tell him to, like, hey, get up and go inside of the ring. If your man is hurt, you're gonna jump in there, throw in the towel, and jump in there and try to get his attention and try to get that other fighter off of him. That's how we do it. We jump up on the ring side. And you're gonna tell me, Mark Breland, personally, you throw in that towel and you sit back down? This shows you the level of distrust they had for each other. And I know a lot of people might agree, some people might disagree, but you know, this is just my opinion, and allegedly I think he actually spiked that man and set that man up for failure. And that's how I see it. I hope, you know, some people, you know, let me hear your thoughts on it. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you disagree. That's just my take on it. I'm out. Until next time, guys. Peace.